friends of YouTube. It's a cold, damp October morning. I want to heat my tea up, but I want to conserve my propane a bit. So how can we heat up tea without using propane or without using a wood stove? How about an alcohol gel-based burner? But if I were to light that and set my teapot on top of it, it would simply put the fire out. So we need to make ourselves a burner and a stove out of this. And the way to make a stove out of this, brand new Jell canister. So let's wipe off some of that Jell fuel. Now, first off, I need to make some holes because we need this to be able to breathe. Yeah, I know, it's an old piece of junk, but it works. It's all I use this for, is this kind of a project. Now, there are two different variations on this theme. This is just a regular tuna can, or you could use one of those big 6-ounce chicken cans. I use them both. I use this when I want a fast boil, and I use the chicken can when I want a slow simmer because of the difference in height. The chicken meat can, the big 6-ounce chicken meat can, will actually give you that slow simmer heat that you want. So now, let us as I say, we're making a complete stove because this is just a burner. That's all that is. That's a burner. It's not a stove. I want you to take note. I'm just making holes. I'm not actually completely cutting this. I'll go back and pick up the little nips that I've left behind afterwards. You know, some of them are big holes, but since I'm all the way around, that's fine. Because now I got to go around and get the nips that were left behind. And try and do it without cutting my hand again. Now, I will warn you that doing it this way leaves sharp edges that can cut you. So, kids, if you're watching, have mom and dad help you with this part, okay? So I don't want anybody getting hurt on the sharp edges. Now, why did I cut such a big hole? Well, the idea is to allow the full gap of the burner. And I forgot to grab a match. Excuse me a moment. Now let me be perfectly clear. If I were doing this with a 6-ounce chicken can, I would have then turned it over and made holes going the other way. But for such a small can for stove, that's all I need right there. Now, I'm not a big fan of matches, but for some things, they're better than, there we go. Yep. And just like that, my pot of tea is on to heat on a stove. The tuna can makes it a stove. Without it, it's just an alcohol burner. Now, I did a Fancy Feast stove a while back here for y'all. The reason I'm not using that is because I don't have any liquid alcohol to show you. But I do have these Jell canisters that were gifted to me, about 2 dozen of them, and I figure I might as well make use of them. And this is how we make use of them. Now, I've seen a lot of people use 10-penny nails. Trouble is, 10-penny nails put your pot too high for a good boiling heat and too low for a good simmer heat. They're halfway in between. And the way you use 10-penny nails is you take 3 or 4 of them, you stick them down into the Jell at different angles, and they create a pot stand sticking up out of the can of the Jell. Plus, there's no windscreen to it to keep the heat in under your pot. All the heat can just go out and around. This is a stove, a windscreen, all in one. Woohoo! And burning quite nicely. So, yeah. That's what I've got for the moment. Peace out.
By the way, don't forget to